Okay, here we are again. We got good stream quality this evening, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and try to get through all of these rolls this evening. Let me bring my live chat back up so I can actually see who's here with me. And 1959D, first year of the memorial cent, of course, commemorating the 150th anniversary of the birth of Lincoln. Designed by Frank Gasparo. Frank Gasparo was the chief engraver of the Mint for a while. 12th chief engraver, I do believe. And he designed a number of coins from the 60s and 70s. He did the reverse side of the Kennedy half dollar. He did the memorial cent. He also did the Susan B. Anthony dollar with the attempt to do a dollar coin that had a flowing hair livery on it in 1977. It was his first attempt at that design. Turned out that legislation turned that coin into a complete failure. But anyhow, it was he who tried to do the right thing, making a nice design. But here we are with the first year of the memorial Lincoln cent, 1959. Number of nice RPMs to be found, a double die obverse to be found for this year. So we will be checking obverse and reverse of at least the first 10 coins. Not much for the reverses on these. Not much known for the reverse side. Now, let me back this out. We're looking a little bit too close at stuff here. There we go. All right, let's see what we have. Looks like nothing on this particular coin on the obverse. This is the final coin in the roll, and this was faced out, so we have a little bit of a spotting issue going on this side. This one was facing in, a tiny bit cloudy looking, so we may have a slightly cloudy roll. Still decent, though. I mean, nothing really wrong with it. But that's going to be the first coin in the roll. We're going to go to Sureg for this one. And on to coin number 2 now. Coin number 2 is going to have Yeoman's name. Yeah, these are just a little bit on the cloudy side, which makes them easier on the eye under the microscope, but the coins aren't quite as bright as they could be. This particular roll didn't have any kind of a bank name on it. It was just a machine-wrapped roll. Originally crimped ends on both ends. So this roll has not been tampered with, observed, looked inside of, or anything to that effect since 1959 when they were rolled. Any of you guys know anything really about die varieties know that, well, die varieties were not something people really bothered with in the 50s or for the 60s for most of that part. Die varieties didn't really become, I guess, let's say popular until the late 1970s, early 1980s, and even then it was kind of more just an oddity hunt than it was an actual valuable collectible. There were some of the double dies that by the late 70s people really started taking seriously. The 69S double die, the 1972 double die, the 1955 double die, but at that point in time, the double dies were mainly known by the year and not by a die number or anything to that effect, because there just wasn't really enough known about most of the minor stuff for people to even bother collecting them. There were a couple of authors out there writing books about the oddity coins, but they were kind of more the, I guess, the stepchildren of the numismatic community rather than the leaders of the numismatic community. And to some people, we still are the stepchildren of the numismatic community. We care about the little tiny fly speck stuff that a lot of people who collect early 1800s gold coins just can't understand. It's like, why do you even bother with that stuff? You're talking about $1 to $5. I mean, you know, we're dealing in $10,000 gold coins. I'm like, thank you. I'm glad you do, because I don't. Yes, Stephen, I do. When I get the subscriber emails ready, I send them out to anyone who wants the subscriber email, anybody who wants to get on the list now to be a possible subscriber for next month. Should anybody drop their position in subscribing, I can certainly try to let any new people in. Here's another Larry fingerprint for you. Hello, Mr. Hidden Numismatist. Really nice, clean design, 1959. They hadn't used it long enough to mess it up. But man, 5 coins and we're not finding anything yet. Here's Mike Birchman, coin number 6. See if that luck changes for us anytime soon. Very nice, clean roll. According to the mint, these coins would be made exactly correctly. That we can't find anything on them that we want to collect. Yeah, send me an email, cd@coppercoins.com, cd@coppercoins.com. If you want to get in on the list of subscribers and subscribe to an entire month of guaranteed spots in all of the reveals for that month, it's roughly $100 worth of reveals, and you get it for $100 per spot per month. You want 1, 2, or 3 spots, it's $100, $200, or $300. Last month, the reveals were worth $94, I think. This month, I think they're $102 or something like that, $104. So you get your $100 subscription. It's kind of a floating value type thing. That plus you're guaranteed a spot in the rolls. That's always got to be worth just a little bit. Even if the reveals themselves would sell for under $100, you're guaranteed for that $100 that you're going to be in every single normal reveal for the month. Wow, it's amazing just how empty these are for varieties. That's coin number 8 in the roll, coin number 9 now. Going to Thomas. This is where we'll find a real power-packed RPM or double die or something. That's something of interest there. The little dots below the D. Looks like there could be other lower serifs, possibly. I don't think so, though. I'm going to go with a no on that. Just not enough other evidence to show me that those are D's. Yes. The $100 is a guarantee of 1 coin per reveal for every normal reveal. $200 is a guarantee of 2 coins in every reveal for all of the reveals of that month. $300 guarantees you all 3 of your possible spots. And just to be very clear about this, if you do, let's say you buy $200 worth of reveal spots, you get 2 spots in every reveal for the month, guaranteed. But if you want to be there and bin a 3rd spot and chance getting a 3rd spot in a reveal, you're more than welcome to do that. But it is a limit of 3 per person, regardless of how you get those spots. So if you're guaranteed 2 spots and you want to buy a 3rd one, you're more than welcome to do that. But if you're guaranteed 2 spots and you come in trying to buy 3 spots, that's not going to happen. Not unless we're short on people. If we're short on people and you want to get more than your typical 3 spots, I do allow that sometimes. Never hurts to look at the reverse first sometimes. Very nice, clean-looking coins. The problem? No variety so far. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Not highly normal for 1959D. 1959D usually produces something. Big old spot on his head. All right, well, we're up past number 10 now, so I'm just going to kind of lay off looking at the reverses and get through the obverses of these and see what we can find. If we don't happen to find anything, we do have a 1960D roll coming up after this one. Probably going to be around 1030, 1040. I'll be getting to those. But for the time being, we're going to crash through the reverse on the obverses on these coins and see what we can see. And if I pull anything out of die variety notoriety, we will note it and discuss it. There's another one of those with a dot below the D. That is a very interesting little dot below the D down there. I'll have to look very closely with that with angled lighting coming up later when I have a chance to look at this with both eyes on the microscope and see if there's any chance that that could be a die variety. If it is, well, we'll definitely get it noted and get you notified. So far, we're turning out a bunch of normal coins. I'm sorry, clash in front of the one on all of them so far. Yes, it is. That's a minor clash that has been worn out in most cases. I'll show you guys what he's talking about. Well, this one doesn't show it. That's par for the course. Talking about something that's on most of these coins, and we happen to pull a coin that doesn't have it to try to show it. And it happens to be going to Mac. The way things work out sometimes. There we go. I want to make sure you guys could see these. All right, here we go. This is Jim Fletcher, coin number 17. The mark he's talking about is this right here. That mark right there represents part of the top of the building on a clash. And this one is a normal coin as well. So far we've done nothing but normal coins in this roll. We're up to coin number 17 now, getting ready to go on to coin number 18. Coin number 18 will be for Eric. We'll see what we come out with here. Another clash, and that's about it. Yep. Just a clash. Hell, we may be on this next roll by 10:30. 19, Adam Connor. Adam Connor, here we go. Nope, another normal one. Looks like this roll's going to turn out to be a bust. You got the only coin that doesn't show the clash. Well, you're right so far. There's another one with a little dot below the D. This is the dot that I'm talking about. Well, now it's flashing. You can see it real easily, but this is it right here. That there could be another D mint mark kind of right there, but I'm unsure right now. I have to look at it with both eyes and get really close to it. That is an interesting mark, though. Oh, he has a thread on his nose. There's a little mark coming out of the E. It's a little die crack. Coming out of the E of Liberty. A little bit of xylene will take care of the stuff on these coins. That's just a little bit of haze. It's not a real problem. It's Mr. Fletcher's coin. Mr. Fletcher got himself a normal 1959D as well. I'll show you on one of these for someone who happens to be here. Mac, if I run into another coin of yours, can I take the scuzz off of it with the xylene? Show everybody what it does. Another 59D. This one's for Go Wi-Fi, and it shows, well, nothing at all. Number 23 now. Number 23 from Malcolm. Okay, Mac says yes. So if I run into another Mac coin, I'm going to take the xylene out and show you what it does for these. It just brightens them up a little bit. Takes all the haze and all the filmy stuff off of them. It doesn't damage the coin at all. It doesn't affect the coin at all. It's non-abrasive. It is a solvent, so it doesn't bother the metal. Here's the coin we're going to do for Mac. And so you can, oh, wow, look at that. It's just struck through. Grease struck through right there. Your 1/9 of the date are almost completely obliterated by the struck through. Okay, this is one I'm not going to do, and the reason I'm not going to do it is because of that little fleck of metal on there, which could have to do with the struck through. And I don't want to disturb what's there. So we will not disturb what's there and not do anything with this coin. There might be loose pieces there that we want to leave in place. Alright, so this one will just go in the flip insert for Mac. In fact, if you look at this coin, just look at the date. It's very mushy around there, really hard to read the date. So that's kind of neat. Alright, here's one for Frank. Got really nothing going on this one either. Just like all the other coins we've had in this roll so far. Nothing going on. Who else is here? Who all is here? We've got 14 people watching, only a couple of people chatting. Let me know if you're here. Especially if you're involved in this roll. Here's Go Wi-Fi. Go Wi-Fi for one. Another normal one for Go Wi-Fi there. Malcolm is here. Okay. Malcolm, when I run into another coin of yours, can I take the xylene to it? Spike Ted die cracks here. Okay. Shannon Smith. Okay, Malcolm says yes. Steven's still here. Okay. So I knew there were people here. You guys aren't saying anything. You guys are off watching your football game or doing whatever you're doing. There's another one with the dot below the D. So that die does continue to show up, and it keeps showing up. And if we determine that to be an RPM, it's going to be one of the ones that will be one of those tough to find RPMs because, well, you just don't see them often. That's for sure. All right, who gets the next coin? Number 28 goes to Doug Walters. Bob Hampton's still here. So is Thomas Murphy. And we have, well, see, there's another clash on the one. Most of these have clashes on the one. I think it's all of them except for the coin I pulled for Mac. Just listening to the Penny Master. Tell me what he says. All right, here's one for Malcolm. We'll see if there's any haze. It does look like it's kind of hazy. Okay, this one is a little bit hazy, so we will be able to see a difference on this. So I want you to get a good look at this coin exactly as it is, because we're going to remove this haze from the coin. There's Farm Dog. All right, that's what it looks like now. And so what I do, get my xylene and a Q-tip that's been kind of fluffed out. The reason I fluff them out is because this is kind of tight. It kind of wrapped up real tight. I like to kind of spin them around backwards and get them fluffed out a lot. Kind of get that cotton kind of spread out a little bit more like that. Then I dip it in my xylene and get it nice and liberally wet with the stuff. And then I just kind of brush it onto the coin and let it sit there for a second. And then I take the dry end and just kind of sop it up like a biscuit. And that's it. Nothing more than that. Don't need to do anything more than that. Let's get the reverse. A little bit of a blue dry. And here we go. Coin's a lot brighter. Took a lot of the gunk off of it. There's still some of this on there to dry off. It evaporates off almost immediately. Probably run it through the Q-tip one more time to get that stuff off of there more evenly. You kind of roll the Q-tip around on it as you're going over it. Don't scrub and rub the coin. Scrub and rub the coin is not a good thing. Okay, here's what the coin looks like at the end. You guys can see that. Nope. Here we go. The lighting is horrible. But anyhow, here's what it looks like under the scope. Normal 1959 Lincoln cent. Here's the reverse. Looks nice. Nothing wrong with it now. Xylene starts with an X. It's like xylophone. I'll put my cap back on here. Get it nice and airtight again so I can show you the bottle. That's what the bottle looks like. XYLENES is the chemical name for it. Xylene without the S is generally how they spell it. This comes from the Science Company. Science Company located at sciencecompany.com. This is laboratory grade. It's 500 milliliters. It's a half a liter of the stuff. C6H4CH32 is the chemical composition. It's a 98.5% xylene. I guess the rest of it's probably water. So for manufacturing, industrial, and laboratory use only, not for household use. So it's not regular paint thinner. But that's what it is. I recommend well-ventilated area. Gloves, mask, safety goggles, the whole 9 yards. There's another one with a little dot on it right there. This one's going to go to Stonecutter. So there's one for a Stonecutter. Yes, Shannon, much better than acetone. I don't recommend acetone for coins. The reason I don't recommend acetone for coins is because acetone, if you rub it at all, it tends to polish the coin. And it will abrade the surface of your coin. It does not work all that great. And it has the chance of turning your coin chemical colors, purple and whatnot. And especially if you use too much of it, it turns like a purplish color. Soak a coin in acetone for a while, and it has about a 50-50 chance of not ever looking the same again. Xylene is... It's a pretty strong solvent, but it doesn't affect the metal itself. And it will come basically all the way off the coin. And it evaporates very quickly. In fact, if you get it on your fingers, it turns cold because it's evaporating so quickly. It stinks to high heaven. But it's a more or less alcohol-based stuff. Hey, Mr. Michaud, how you doing? Seen you in a while. I assumed you've been out on a boat a lot lately. $42 penny, weighs 2.49 grams. You've probably got struck on a thin planchet or struck on a foreign planchet. It could be a significant error. Hello, Mr. Fletcher. I guess, Kelly, generally my shows are too early for you, huh? This one just happens to be late enough that you can join in. Mac, I've never really tried it on silver. I just don't know. Don't have any silver to try it on. There's another one with the dot below the mint mark. That could just be a little mark, but it also could possibly be a serif of a mint mark. You notice how this is an earlier die state, so it's going to be pretty simple to see it. Later die state, you may not be able to see that thing at all. But there's a lot of these coins in this roll that could use just a little bit of extra help with some xylene to get the haze off of the coins. Of course, when you look at the fact that these are normal 1959 D-Lincoln cents and they're not in the best condition, they're probably only worth about a dime anyway, so I don't know that you'd want to spend the time and effort that it takes to get the stuff off of them unless it's like one of those special things that you like collecting the reveal coins and you want to preserve all the reveal coins you get. Well, then this would be one of them that would require said preservation. Coin number 36 now, Doug Dosmus. And that's another one that's got the little dot below the mint mark. We're really going to have to look into that and see if that turns out to be an RPM. If it does, we're going to have a lot of them in this roll. Well, the only problem, Mac, is the beat up silver you don't want to do it on. Because basically what you're trying to do is remove the garbage off of uncirculated coins so that the luster shows up better. And if you use it on a beat up silver coin, it's going to look like a beat up silver coin that's been chemically altered. You do it on a BU coin, it's going to have that luster shining brightly. There's another one of them. There's a lot of those in here. Lots of them. That definitely lots of them. Struck through. And this little thing up here, you guys might have seen it before. This little guy right here. This is actually part of the bottom of Lincoln's chin right here. So it's a die clash. You can actually see the entire shape of the chin if you look here. You can see it follow all the way around there. That's the shape of Lincoln's chin. Then his lips are going to be here and his nose is going to be up here. I believe it is a mild solvent. I mean, it's a paint thinner. It'll clean paint out of your brushes. It cleans up oil paint. 38 for Carl, number 38. Coin number 38 now. This one does not have the dot. Does not have the dot. So on now to coin number 39. I am going to try to get to reveal number 323 on the 1960D roll. I'm going to try to get to it before 10:30 p.m. Eastern, which is coming up here in just a few minutes. So I'll try to get this roll completed and get to that roll. Still not seeing anything in this roll. It looks like we're going to hit a complete bust on this unless we happen to figure out that that dot below the mint mark turns out to be an RPM. Here's Eric. Eric now. All right, nothing on that one. Coin number 41. Dan. Another nothing. We're showing a bunch of early mid-die state coins here. I mean, these coins were probably made pretty early in the year because I don't see any late die state anything here. All this is nice earlier die state stuff. I would really wish we could find some RPMs in this because these are pretty excellent coins for die varieties. I didn't even know there was a silver anything offered today, so no, I didn't get anything. I don't even look at that stuff anymore. I used to have to because of my job. I avoid it at most all costs now. There's another one with a dot below the D. That's coin number 43 for Doug Dosmus. Now number 44. Frank. This one does not have the dot below the D. Now number 45. 45 for Malcolm. Another normal coin showing up here. This one for Malcolm. Now number 46. 46 for Dennis Paulson. That's an RPM. That right there got that little mark inside the bottom of the D. It's this little guy right here, this little stump right here. That is an RPM. I recognize it. I do believe this one is listed, so I will pull that out. Now that I've pulled this one out, we'll go through the entire roll and search for those again, but I think this is going to be the first one in the roll. Oh, I understand, Mac. I mean, I know people are making good money on those things. More power to them. I don't really care. I don't want to mess with it. It's a matter of my time, my energy, and, well, lack of interest. Abject lack of interest in dealing with the U.S. Mint. I prefer to just keep my money in my pocket and not make the profit. I'm not in this world for profit. I really just don't care to make money. I care to pay my bills and keep my lifestyle up. But actually having money to have money just really isn't important to me. I got nobody to leave stuff to. My son might claim it's him, but the only reason he'd want me to leave him anything is for him to sell it. So, just not interested. 49, 2 coins left in the roll. This is one out of the 2 coins. It's going to go to Carl. This is coin number 49. And it's going to be a normal one. This one's got a dot down there, but it's a different kind of dot. I do believe that's just a metal fleck sitting on the coin. It's not in the right spot. What names can't you see, bro? Oh, too far down. There we go. You're up for adoption, Shannon? Oh, you've already got a bridge named after you here. I'm scared of you. Now coin number 50, Bob Hampton. Bob Hampton gets, appears to be a normal coin. And so what we're going to end up with out of this roll is one possible RPM, that there could be other examples of that RPM in the roll. Otherwise, we have pretty much just a normal roll. That one possible RPM was coin number 46. And it was for Dennis Paulson. So for Dennis, we'll take a good check on that. We'll look through all the rest of the coins and see what we've got. I got 5 minutes to make it back by 10:30 to finish up the reveals for this week with reveal number 323. It's going to be a 1960 D roll. I'll see you here in a few minutes.